This is Sloan Beaumont speaking. Yes, from the commercials. Ominous spokesperson, chief strategy officer, and you know what, I'm just gonna say it. Friend. Listen, I was given the chance to run a massive clandestine research project out of the local park. And the work that we are doing is, how do I say this without saying it? It's scary. I shouldn't say it's scary. Our team is doing it new Ominous style, baby. So, no leaks. No teens. Just calm, cool science. We've heard your requests, and we are proud to announce that we are so close on so many exciting developments. It hasn't been easy. Yes, the fatality rate for our employees seems bad, but you know, if you do compare it to other city park miniaturization research programs, it's really not, you know, forget this. Maybe we don't use that? But we're ominous. We're strong. We're normal. It's going to be amazing. Okay, when you see where this whole thing is headed, you are gonna smile and shake your head and think, I can't believe she did it. Or we did it. You'll be so proud to have been there from the beginning. You might even, you know, feel something.
With 4 of them. There's like a warrior, a ranger, a mage, and a rogue are the basic D&D types. And these aren't classes that you'll select, but there are things in the interface to help the player understand, like if I want to go do this today, maybe with all of my friends, I'm going to be the ranger who's going to support them from a distance. Oh, I should take this armor. I should take this weapon. I should select these mutations right now. And it will really help guide that player experience in a way that we think will just sort of make playing Grounded easier and more fun.
We have 10 completely new armor types in the game, and I'm a big armor fan, and seeing kind of how cool the mage armors look. We have an evolved ladybird armor that just looks like kind of like real sword and board kind of feeling. And just like Halo, you got a dual wield when you get to
Just ride around on insects, which we call buggies. People always want new biomes and new environments. What are just simple quality of life features that we think we can add into this game? I just brought it all together and started saying, how do we make this like the best Grounded 2 we possibly could?
I always think about it in the 3 big buckets of, you know, a whole new world and a whole new story, right? With moving from the backyard to a bigger space in the park. So it's 2 years later from Grounded 1, and there was an event that is happening at Brook Hollow Park, which is the city where Grounded 1 takes place. Some shenanigans go on, and we find our cast of teens shrunken again and needing to figure out what happened, why it's happening, maybe battle against Ominent or not again, and other mysterious figures that might be.
But our colossal wonder is when you're the size of an ant. Everything from a giant trash can to a community picnic table or a snack bar. All of these areas come to life in a brand new way.
Part of the fun in Grounded 2 is that the park was evacuated really quickly right before our teens were shrunk. And that means that the park has been sort of turned upside down and is in a topsy-turvy state.
Place blueprints for construction. You can actually build directly while you're still on top of the buggy. You can eat and drink and manage your inventory. And of course, that red ant soldier has its own inventory. So if you're full, you can go and like load it up with stuff. So, you don't have to go back to base to put everything away. And then, critical, you can fight while you're on the buggy. But you don't only fight on the buggy because they also make a really good companion character. So you can jump off they will go ahead and attack whatever. When we looked at the rogue archetype, we were like, we just have to have dual wielding. So those are actually orb weaver fangs that she's turned into her dual wielding dagger type, basically. And with the rogue, like, you might do a little bit of sneaking, but that's not really what Grounded 2 gameplay is all about. Like with the rogue, what you are is sort of like your glass-jawed, heavy damage dealing melee fighters, but we also added in the ability to dash. So when you're playing you like heavy attacks, which are pretty cool. So there's a lot of new and different options there. We knew that we wanted to go deeper on the mages than we did with Grounded. He's wearing butterfly armor there, which is very nice, very magey armor. And so we did a bunch of work on the staffs and just sort of improving how that felt and how it worked. Why is he celebrating like this?
I just love
that they share a lot of the same sort of like just basic tenets of like game development with us, like storytelling and character progression, all that kind of cool stuff. They all really loved Grounded. They were already part of the community. And so when we went to them and said like, hey, we want to make a Grounded 2, but they're heavy hitters. They're also super fast and they have some great special abilities, like a scream that allows them to stun lesser powered insects and the ability to shoot webs and entangle other creatures. So the Orb Weavers won't be your base building buggy. You should use the Red Ant Soldier for that. But they're super fun for exploration and combat. Red Ant Soldiers.
Cart. In all the commotion, the ice cream vendor's cart has been knocked over and its contents have spilled out into the ground. And what this means for our young adventurers is that they'll be able to explore this frozen cave of interesting challenges and colorful Lovecraftian horror.
The Red Ant Soldier can enlist up to 2 Red Ant workers to follow you around and help you out. If you get into combat and you don't want to fight while you're saddled on your buggy, you can jump off and they'll fight right alongside you and provide support. The Orb Weaver buggies are a little less useful when it comes to general utility.
Buggies change how you traverse and navigate the park. What we're doing with
The sorts of things that are important to us at Obsidian, they tend to make very narratively strong games. They make games with really deep characters and great character progression. They make games with greens they've gone through a bit more high school, a bit more mature. It's 1992, the world's a little bit different, but we're still in that fun, nostalgic era of the early 1990s. In Grounded 2, we're moving the action out of the backyard and into the Brook Hollow Community Park.
We wanted to move into a park wasn't just to create a bigger world, but was to give us the opportunity to explore the community of Brook Hollow and what secrets have they been hiding.
The changes that we've made aren't limited to tuning animations or adjusting attack or defense numbers or making characters or insects move fast, involving light attacks, heavy attacks, and blocking. We've also added dashing as a new way to both get out of danger quickly or jump in for a quick attack. But one that's super frenetic, looks super cool, and is ultimately just a ton of fun. Warriors, low defense, high damage rogues, effect-wielding mages, and ranged hunters.
It lets me open up combat with massive backstab damage that also inflicts venom. Then, I can use the extra stamina to reposition and try to dodge rinse the best way. I'm looking forward to seeing what wild combos the community comes up with and what they inevitably break once they get their hands.
I love going out, hitting things, and bringing the materials like insect body parts back to my friends to use. This way,
That meant making sure that buggies had unique and valuable abilities across all the core pillars of Grounded. So that doesn't just mean exploration and
watching
travel.
the community uncover clues and spin up theories. This time around, we're leaning even more into that, and we'll be keeping a close eye on what our players discover and how they
So when
interpret.
we started talking about Grounded 2, I mean, the first thing was, what are all the things about Grounded that we just can't change? Because the game is so freaking good. If anything, we're just going to level them up and make them better. And one of the things we did right off the bat was go to all the community feedback that we had.
Quite a bit more time to get through the main story of this one, but there's a lot more to come.
We're putting just enough in there so that as we go through early access, people can see and understand kind of what we're doing, who the characters are.
Is you can actually go into anthills with the buggy, and then the other ants won't attack you. But it makes it feel kind of like this off-road ATV underground experience that you get from an exploration standpoint as well.
I love all of this. I love absolutely all of footage.
Oh, yeah.
You can pet the buggy. Confirmed.
I'm pretty sure this is like the first feature we put in for the buggy. I mean, before anything else, it was like, let's make sure you can pet him. And you can see here it's an orb weaver.
Big and it's bad. It does a ton of damage. Its special attacks are all about webbing up other insects, doing roars to actually stun and terrify other insects. It's a really fun, really fast buggy to run around on.
You'll notice there's these spiderweb bridges that orb weaver buggy, you'll be able to navigate and get to places that those orb weaver buggies can reach. And with the red soldier ant, there's these roots that are kind of spread all throughout the park that they can chomp through those roots so you can kind of get through and find kind of have like this be a feature that the community sincerely helps us develop over time. We actually thought really early on about having a lot more buggies besides just the soldier ant and the orb weaver spider for a game preview launch. But we decided to pull that back to first see how everyone plays with it.